Morning, everyone. I hope everyone is good and fine. Done. So today, let's get started without wasting any time. One thing I want to mention in the start of class is like if you're having any doubt in any kind of question, then you can comment that question in the comment section of YouTube also. Like just comment on the recent video. I will be checking chat box and then taking up those questions. Okay? Since there is no other way of communication here, so I just want you to utilize that chat section if possible. Like if you are having any doubt, you can post there and I will be taking up those. Okay, done. So let's get started. I have told you already in the previous class that I will be first taking one question from wave optics, two questions from wave optics actually. So here is this question on your screen. I want you to take some 3 minutes for this question and do it just for the revision. We've studied a lot, so many topics we have covered. So just go through this. I hope question is visible. Chalo, do it. Yes, namaste. Good morning, namaskar. Good morning. Chalo. सारे लोग questions करो please. This is your 1.8 millimeter. Okay. That is not 18, that is 1.8. You got anything? Anyone? Any option that seems to be correct to you and any option that seems to be wrong? Chalo, so let me discuss. actually. This is here the question is what? Our sources are kept along the diameter, done, and they are kept at certain separation. This is S1, this is S2, and their separation is 1.8 millimeter. Done. In YDAC setup, we have seen that our sources, two sources were like this, and the screen was something kind of plane, done, straight line kind of. So there was a plane, and here the screen is what? This is a circular screen, done. So we should be comfortable with every kind of a screen. That is why I've included this question. So what we need to check is, suppose here in this question, it's talking only about the one quadrant, that is your P1, P2, done. So if you go on to calculating the path difference for any point, suppose you are taking any point in between P1 and P2 in first quadrant. So I'm taking, suppose, point P, done. So at point P, light will reach from S1, light will reach from S2, done. And we have to check, if we have to calculate the path difference, we need to calculate what? We need to calculate this extra length, that second is covering, this extra length, that second is covering, right? So how we will calculate that? What will be its formula? So chalo, here this angle is given how much? This angle is theta, done. And I am calculating something like this, done. So theta is angle between what? Theta is angle between this radius vector and vertical. Theta is angle between this radius vector and vertical. Again, you just see here, D equal to is given 1.8 millimeter. That separation is very small again. So if the separation is very small, we can assume that S1, S2 are very close, right? And in that case, we can assume that if which angle here, like first of all, draw the line. So which thing we need to calculate? We need to calculate this wala length. Done. So this length will be equal to what? This is perpendicular. Done. So this length will be equal to what? This angle will be equal to what? First question. So this angle is between, I can assume that this is also a radius vector, and radius vector, and this line is how much? This is our horizontal line. Done. This is our horizontal line. So this angle will be equal to how much? Anyone let me know what will be the value for that angle? Are you getting me? You just need to be very much assertive while solving the question. Yes, I know the logic, how we calculate the path difference. Now let's calculate that. So similarly, यहाँ पे अगर आप angle को check करोगे, if I'm not wrong, so this angle will be how much? It should be 90 minus theta. So if this is 90 minus theta, and this extra path is delta x, and this is your D. So delta x by D can be written as what? Cos 90 minus theta. If you can see the diagram carefully. So delta x will be equal to how much? D sine theta. Again, same as the YDAC setup we are getting. Ki path difference is equal to how much? D sine theta, where theta is what? Theta is the angular position of that fringe with vertical line. Theta is angle made by this position vector of fringe with vertical line. Done. So this is your theta. D sine theta is the path difference. Now, if we have to calculate, suppose how many number of fringes we will get in P1, P2. So number of fringes means we have to see how many maxima we are getting, right? So D sine theta equate करेंगे हम लोग n lambda से. Now you just go with this sine theta. We already know that this will be equal to less than equal to 1, right? So from first equation, sine theta is equal to how much? N lambda by D. This is equal to 1. Done. Less than equal to 1. So what value we are going to get? N is less than equal to D by lambda. And if I am going to put the value of D, that is 1.8 millimeter. So this can be written as 18 into, I'm just removing the point. So 18 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by lambda. Lambda is how much? 600 nanometers. So 6 into 10 to the power minus 7, right? So how much value we are going to get? This value will be equal to 3000. So n is less than equal to what? 3000. Again, this is a circular screen. And here if you see carefully in the diagram, theta 90 means which position? If you see carefully, theta 90 ka matlab which position I am talking about? I am talking about P2. Done. That is attainable. Theta 0 means P1. So all the values of n it will take. all the values of n it will take, unlike linear screen. On linear screen, we can't obtain theta equal to 90 degree. Done. So if this value of n we are getting for the linear screen, then it from 3000 we will be subtracting 2. Done. And 1 we will be adding for the central maxima, right? But here it can take the value, all the values it can take. So n will be close to what? 3000. Done. So the total number of fringes produced, C is the correct answer. Now, what else we need to check? The angular separation between two consecutive bright spot decreases as we move from P1 to P2 along the first quadrant. So angular separation between two fringes, two bright fringes, we need to check. How we will check the angular separation? How we used to check? So angular separation, for checking angular separation, again we need to simply write path difference wala thing. So that is equal to d sine theta equal to n lambda. Then if I'm talking about angular separation between two bright fringes, suppose I'm talking about nth bright fringe and n plus 1th bright fringe. Done. So for nth bright fringe, I can write sine d sine theta 1, or directly I'm writing sine theta 1 can be written as what? N lambda by d. Okay. And for n plus 1th bright fringe, suppose the angle, position angle is theta 2. So that can be written as n plus 1 lambda by d. This we can write, right? We have to, this is talking about angular separation between two consecutive bright spots. So angular separation means we have to calculate theta 1 minus theta 2. Done. But here sine theta 1 and sine theta 2, we can see here, this is equal to how much? If you talk about the angular separation, then angular, we have to calculate what? We have to calculate theta 1 minus theta 2. But here we can see that directly we can't find out here, but we can then use some mathematics. Then we can make our calculation easy, or we can reach up to the answer by taking care of mathematics. So how we will do that? Just see here. So sine theta 1 minus sine theta 2, if you are going to calculate that one, or theta 2 minus theta 1, let's calculate that positive value we will be getting. So that will be equal to lambda by 3. So for two consecutive maximas, if we are going to subtract sine of position angle minus sine of another position angle, that will be constant, lambda by d. But what will be the value for theta 2 minus theta 1? Can we calculate, or can we reach up to certain certain reasoning ki kya hoga? Anyone, any idea? Just maths now. If sine theta 1 minus sine theta 2 is going to be constant for fringes, what we can say about theta 2 minus theta 1? Anyone? Chalo. So we can do one thing. You just see here, this is sine curve, right? And if you see the slope of sine curve, what is happening to the slope of sine curve? Initially, slope of sine curve is what? High. And gradually, as we are moving to the angle theta equal to pi by 2, as we are moving up, our slope of the sine curve is also decreasing. Then how it is significant here? You just see, I said ki, if you are going to subtract sine theta 2 minus sine theta 1, so we are going to get the same value. Now let's take so many theta 1 and theta 2s. So what we can draw in the diagram, we can show this angle theta 1, this angle theta 2. Similarly, so many angles we can take in this between 0 and pi by 2. Then, so if sine theta 1, sine theta 2 are equal, so this will be equal. Again, chalo bada draw करती हूँ, दिख नहीं रहा. So let's take two angles first, here, and here. Then, so sine theta 1 minus sine theta 2 is same. So this value is same. Again, let's take the two angle here and one here. So again, what will happen? This value and this value, yani ki this one is same. But see the difference in angle. Difference in angle will keep on increasing as we will move from theta equal to 0 degree to theta equal to pi by 2. Why? Because its slope is what? Decreasing. Done. So being a math student, you can understand it now. What will happen? since sine theta 2 minus sine theta 1 is constant, but as theta will change from 0 degree, yani ki as we will traverse from P1 to P2, what is going to happen? That theta 2 minus theta 1 separation is going to increase. Done. So it's saying that it will decrease, so it's wrong. Dark spot will be formed at point P2. So at point P2, just check what's the path difference is. So from S2, light is traveling from S2, it is covering this distance. From S1, it will cover this distance. So what will be the path difference? Simply separation between S1 and S2. So that will be delta X will be 1.8 millimeters. So that is equal to 18 into 10 to the power minus 4. Done. And if we equate it to n lambda, suppose, so lambda is how much? 600 into 10 to the power minus 9. So how much value we are going to get? We are going to get some integer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of. Just say if I solve it completely, so this will become again 3 and n will come as something like 3000. So it is integral multiple of lambda. N is what? Integral multiple of lambda here. And that is why this should be a bright spot, not a dark spot. For dark spot, delta X should be what? Integral multiple of lambda like this. Done. And for a bright spot, we have studied, it should be something like this. Done. So which one is correct? Dark spot? No. At P2, order of fringe will be maximum. Yes. So two options are correct, C and D. Done. Chalo, I hope I have answered it. Done. One more thing I want to tell here is suppose two sources are given S1, S2 like this, and if it is asked that tell me the total number of fringes that you are going to get in this circular screen. So total number of fringes, what you will do again in this in the previous question we calculated n less than equal to something we got some 3000. So in first quadrant, how many fringes we are going to get? 3000. For second also again 3000. But in that 3000, this will also come into account now. So one we will have to subtract from here, right? Again in third quadrant, we sum 3000. But in that 3000, this one is becoming common in both second and third quadrant now. So again minus. And in fourth quadrant, again 3000. But here two fringes are common. One with first quadrant and another with third quadrant that we have already counted. So from here minus 2 we will be doing. So in this way we will be calculating total number of fringes here. Okay? Chalo, done. Chalo, let's discuss this question in the later section. Okay? So that we will we need to try something else also. Our mood will change. So now this question is on your screen. Question is very easy. You just need to read the question. So take some 2.5 minutes of time I'm only giving and you will be able to do it. So do it now. Chalo karo. I'm here only. If you have any doubt, you can text me. Or you are getting the answer, you can text me now. Yes, Neeraj, very good. Everyone try, please. Nimesh, check once. You are almost correct, but you need to see that minor difference. Just check with that. So, no, 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 no. You just see the question carefully now. Read the question carefully. What is it? What is written there? Taking upward direction as positive. Upward direction is taken as positive. So keep that point in mind and accordingly draw the graph now. And see that the initial velocity will be in which direction, right? Check with that and let me know. Coefficient of restitution is given less than 1 now. So exact value we don't need to talk about here actually. So exact velocity value is also not given in the graph now. So we don't need to deal with that. But here one thing is given ki coefficient of restitution is less than 1, right? So E is obviously E used to be less than equal to 1 now. So if it is not 1, it will be less than 1. Then values you don't need to take care of here. Chalo, theek hai. ठीक है, so you people try it and that is good. Yes, Nimesh. Okay. So let's see here. A ball is thrown horizontally from a height with a certain initial velocity p equal to 0. ठीक है? What is happening? Ball is here and we are throwing it with certain horizontal velocity. Now, it will take some time to come down. First, see what the time will be. So, certain things should be in your head also. Promptly it should come. So, if this height is h and if I talk about time, it will come as 2h by g. Agree? So, which thing I have used, like it's coming down and its initial speed is in horizontal direction only, no vertical speed. So, if I write equation of motion in the vertical direction, s equal to ut plus half at square. Again, displacement is happening in the downward direction, minus h I will be writing, initial velocity is 0. Acceleration is also in downward direction. Downward direction we have to take as negative. In the question it's given, upward is positive. So minus half gt square. So if you're going to calculate the t for ball to fall down for the first time to the ground, it will take how much time? 2h by g. Now, this is the velocity. This is the time it will take to fall down. So initially the velocity is in downward direction. Like it was thrown with horizontal velocity, but as it will come down, because of acceleration due to gravity, it will have a velocity in what? In the downward direction. Done. So vertical component of velocity को ही तो draw करना था हमें. Exact total velocity को draw नहीं करना था. We were supposed to draw vertical velocity versus time curve. Done. So initially vertical velocity is 0. So it is 0 initially. In every graph it is 0. And with time it is gaining velocity in the downward direction. So it must be negative. Which graph will get cancelled first? First one. It can't be true because for first time it is given that in this graph the velocity is positive, which is not possible. Velocity will be negative. So either B, C or D will be true, right? Now let's see what will happen once it is reaching to the ground. What is happening here? It is colliding with ground, and what sort of collision is this? This is not elastic. This is not perfectly elastic. So again, you need to be careful. Okay, let's see here. So this is this now. So यहाँ पे collision हुआ, and after collision, during collision, ball will look something like this. It was having velocity in the downward direction. How much velocity? Suppose it is having velocity v. That we can also calculate. But suppose it is having velocity v, and after collision, it will have how much velocity? After collision, it will again move up. So it will move up with what velocity? Coefficient of restitution is less than 1. If you are going to suppose it is equal to E, then E will be equal to what? Velocity of separation, that is final velocity. So suppose final velocity is V dash of the ball after collision. So V dash, velocity of separation is V dash, because velocity of earth is 0. And this ball was approaching, just approached the earth before collision with what velocity? V. So V. So V dash will be equal to how much? EV. And E is less than 1. It means V dash is less than V. Then, so V dash is less than V. Final velocity after first collision is going to be less than that of initial velocity. Then, and it will have a velocity in the upward direction in this section. Done. So second time, what is going to happen? First, it will come down, down, down. It has negative velocity. And after collision, what is going to happen? Its velocity profile is going to change. It is going to become positive. So in first section, velocity will be negative. It is negative. And in second section, velocity will be positive. Positive. Done. And here the velocity is positive in second section. Here you can see this is positive. Here also it is positive, and here it is what? It is still negative. Done. So again, this graph can't be true. Either this one will be true or this one will be true. Again, it is reaching the top point. Again, it will fall down. It will have negative velocity. So it is having negative velocity. It is having negative velocity. Again, it will rise up, and this time again, its velocity will decrease. What will be its velocity after second collision? If you can quickly calculate it, again, double V double dash will be equal to E square V. Done. Very less than what? V. Done. So again, velocity is less. So to less height, it will rise, and then to it will again have positive velocity, it will come down. So either B will be true or C will be true. What is significant difference between B and C in this time interval? You just see now what is happening. After each collision, its velocity is decreasing. It means it will rise up to less height. So if it is rising up to less height, it will also take less time to rise up and come down. So just that time wala separation will also keep on decreasing. Decreasing with E square kind of thing. Done. So that decrease is more prominent in which graph? In second one, because here this was the time taken. Again, this was the time taken, and now this is the time taken. Again, this was the time taken only while coming down, and this time taken is while going up and coming down, and this is again while going up and coming down after second collision, right? So this significantly has decreased in second graph, not in the third one. So the correct answer should be what? Our correct answer should be B. Over. So this was this much wisely. You just need to be careful. You will be able to answer. Done. So correct answer will be B. Now this is the question again. This is question from your what? Projectile motion. Before that, I just want to remind you all the formulas. So time period for ground to ground projectile. If I talk about, so what time period used to be 2u sine theta, yani ki 2u y by z, and what used to be the maximum height u y ka whole square by 2g, and what used to be range ux u y by g, and what used to be the equation y is equal to x tan theta 1 minus x by r. Why I am written in this form? Like आप लोग याद करते होगे तो टाइम पीरियड को लिखते होगे 2u sin theta by g, h is your u squared sin squared theta by 2g, and range is your u squared sin 2 theta by g, and this is equation of projectile where r is the range. Done. So writing it in form of y component and x component is actually helpful while solving the questions. That is why I've written it here like this. So in all kind of projectile, we can't use all these formulas, but if we stay very careful and very wise, we can manipulate our question in such a way that we can maximum times we will be able to apply first wala formula and second wala. Range sometimes changes, and this thing, that you are enough intelligent that you can easily check ki kahan pe kaise use karna. I've just given you the formula, and just read this question. I'm giving you 3 minutes of time for this and try solving it. Okay, do it now. Take your time, do it peacefully, don't worry. Is it done? Chalo, theek hai. What we need to look at here, how carefully we need to do this actually. What is question? A stone must be projected horizontally from a point, uh, from which point? From a point P, which is h meter above the foot of a plane, inclined at an angle theta. As shown in the figure, you can see the diagram. If the velocity of a stone, so that it may hit the inclined plane perpendicular, is v, find the value of x. Done. So we are throwing a stone from here with velocity v horizontally, and it is given that it is falling on the plane, inclined plane, in such a way that at this point it is making a 90 degree. If velocity is making 90 degree, it means it is hitting the plane perpendicularly. It means whatever will be the velocity here will be in this, will be along this line only, along the line which is perpendicular to the plane, inclined plane. Done. So this is happening, and for that velocity is given as something like this. So we have to calculate the value of x. How we will be doing that? First we need to see that what kind of, under what kind of motion is happening for the stone. What kind of motion is happening? If you can see carefully, it is falling something like this. So it's a projectile motion. You just remember, in projectile motion, like if we were throwing some stone from here horizontally, it was hitting something like this. And here my ground was, and here the ground on which stone was falling was simply a horizontal line, or simply the ground, but here it is inclined plane. So again, we can consider that this is a projectile motion. It is actually, and for that projectile motion, we need to take two directions. One, upon which it is falling. So upon this it is falling. So it will act as the ground for this projectile. Done. And another direction will be what? If one direction is known, another direction will be perpendicular to it. First one. Done. So this is a projectile motion. From here, it is being thrown horizontally such that it is hitting this ground, perpendicularly. Done. Here also, it will hit the ground what? Perpendicular, right? Now we have to calculate the velocity. Then only we will be able to relate it, right? So it is, this projectile has initial velocity v cos theta along this direction, and it will have velocity in this direction. How much? V sin theta. Done. So in this direction, it has velocity v sin theta, and in this direction, it has velocity v cos theta. Now, because of this velocity, it will what? It will rise up. Done. So because of this velocity, it has reached certain height, and because of this velocity, it will come in this direction towards the plane. Done. Now, just try to seek in what time this stone will hit here. So at this point, it has velocity only in this direction, y direction. Done. If I am taking this as the x direction and this as the y direction, so at the point at which it is hitting the inclined plane, it has velocity only along the minus y direction. Yeah, it means Vx, final velocity, that is in x direction, is equal to 0 at this point. So if you are going to write the velocity for x, what you will be writing? Vx will be equal to ux plus axt. Done. And Vx is 0. What is the ux? Initial velocity along the x direction is how much? V0 cos theta. Done. And what is the acceleration along the x direction? So this particular ball will have force, will have acceleration due to gravity in this direction. Done. G. And its component along this direction will be how much? This angle will be 90 minus theta. This is theta. Done. So this will be equal to your g sine theta, and this will be equal to how much? This will be equal to g cos theta. Done. So along the x direction, acceleration is g sine theta directed towards negative direction. Done. So V naught cos theta minus sign I am giving because acceleration is towards minus x and value is g sine theta into t. So how much time it is taking to fall on the inclined plane? So that time will be equal to V naught cos theta by g sine theta. So that is somewhat equal to V naught by g tan theta. Then, so we have got the time. So at this time, it is reaching here. Now in this time, it is covering how much distance along the y-axis. Somehow we have to calculate the velocity here. So now I am going to calculate, I'm trying to calculate what? Velocity. How we will be able to write the velocity. Then calculate the velocity. That is V value. Then here only we have got the time. One more equation we need to write, right? So which one more equation we can write? Here we can see that when the stone is falling on the inclined plane, when it is hitting here, it has covered some distance in the y direction, this much. Then, and along the x direction, this much. This distance we can't calculate easily, but this distance we can calculate easily because this is h, this is theta, and this angle is how much? This angle is angle between vertical and perpendicular to the plane. So this will be theta. Now what will be this value? Let me call this value as y. So y by h will be equal to how much? Y by h will be equal to cos theta. So y is equal to how much? H cos theta. So h cos theta distance along y direction it has covered in time v naught by g tan theta. Then now let's write the distance wala formula. S equal to ut plus half at square. So I'm talking about the y direction. Along y direction, distance covered is how much? H cos theta. Again, along the negative y direction, so minus h cos theta I'm going to write equal to. Its velocity along the y direction initially is how much? V sine theta, again along the negative direction. So minus V sine theta into t. This time we will be putting here. Again, acceleration value in minus y direction is how much? That is g cos theta. So here I will be writing minus half g cos theta t is done. So minus minus will get cancelled. H cos theta equal to v sine theta t plus half g cos theta t ka square. This is the final equation. Here we need to write the value of t and then we will be getting the value. So chalo put karte hain. H cos theta equal to kitna tha? V sine theta into t. T value was how much? V by 2z tan theta. It was that, no? Yes, V by g tan theta actually, not 2z. So it is how much? G. Plus how much will be? Plus half. It was how much? Half g cos theta t square. Half g cos theta t ka square. So v square by g tan square theta. Done. So this is the value we are going to get. Now just solve it for this. Tan theta we are going to break. It will become sin theta by cos theta. Sin will get cancelled and cos theta will remain. Done. So let's write now h cos theta is equal to v square cos theta by g plus here we will be getting how much? This is g square again. So here values will be v square cos theta by g tan theta. Then cos theta will get cancelled and h value will be equal to how much? V square by g. Let's take the common. So here there was 2 actually. So let's write this. So 2, how much value we will be getting here? 2 plus cot square theta. This was tan square now. So cot square theta by 2. Now what is the value of v square? That is your 2gh by 2 plus cot square theta. So v value will be equal to how much? Root under 2gh by 2 plus cot square theta. So from here we can we can tell what will be the value for what? What will be the value of x here? That will be 2. Okay. So we just needed to write 2 equations. We just needed to first see carefully what kind of projectile it is going to happen, which 2 directions. Direction picking is very important. Along which directions we are going to take as a ground and which direction is going to act as a height. Then, so here it was landing on the inclined plane. So I took inclined plane as its ground. Then whatever is perpendicular to the inclined plane will become the height one. Done. And then I draw this and I just calculated next thing you know already. Done. So chalo. Okay. Again, this question is very easy. Try it. I'm giving you again some 3.5 or 4 minute, I must say. 4 minute I'm giving, check everything. Question is very easy again. Read it carefully. If you need some break, you can just close your eyes for some moments and then you can retry. Okay. I'm expecting answer this time. You will be doing it actually. This is question asked in 2018 or 19, I guess. What value of acceleration you people are getting? Is it constant or variable?
Variable.
Acha, variable. Okay. What else? Velocity. चलो ठीक है, ठीक है, let me do it now. So what the value of what is velocity given here? Velocity is given as a function of x. So v equal to a root under x. Done. This is given, right? We have to check that if acceleration is constant or not. It means we will have to find the acceleration as a function of time. Done. Then it is given velocity किसी भी t time पे क्या होगा, that we have to calculate. Again, mean velocity we have to find out. So first what we need to do is we need to write velocity, acceleration and displacement as a function of time. If you're able to do that, you will be able to check all the 4 options, right? So first of all, do one thing here. Whatever is in root now, remove root. That will be helping you with the calculation. So I'm just squaring the both sides. So what I'm going to get, I'm going to get x equal to v square by a. Now you do one thing, what I'm suggesting, do like we have to calculate what? We have to calculate velocity. Done. So velocity, sorry, acceleration and velocity and all as a function of this. Yes, one option is your correct. Done. So velocity can be written as what? If I'm going to differentiate on the both sides, then it will be dx by dt. With time I'm differentiating. This will become 2v dv by dt by what value of acceleration we will be getting. Like, is it wise way to do it or not? First tell me that. Okay. Yes, Noor, that is correct. That is correct. Done. So what value of velocity? Velocity we are getting as what? Dx by dt will be equal to what? Velocity now here. So just proceed here. So velocity will be equal to 2v by a equal to acceleration. Done. So velocity got cancelled. Acceleration value is how much? A by 2. So that is a constant. Acceleration will be what? Constant. So that is true. Now let's check the another option. Again, acceleration is known. We can calculate the velocity. So now again write acceleration as a function of time. So this can be written as dv by dt, and that is equal to a by 2. Done. So velocity, if you're going to integrate it, what value you are going to get here? Velocity initially is what? At t equal to 0, particle is located at point x equal to 0. Done. So initially, actually it is in what? It is in rest. At t equal to 0, the particle will locate at point x equal to 0. That we can also check later. But here you can see that velocity is what? A by 2t. So it's something function of that is a by 2t now. So velocity at any time will be a square p by 2 is given. Have I calculated it in some wrong way? Naina? This will be the value of velocity we will be getting, right? Okay, here I have done the square. A square I have missed out actually. So here it will be a square, and this is your a square, and this is your a square. So what value of? Yes, Risha, done. So what value of velocity we are going to get? Velocity will be a square by 2t. So here velocity is a by t, a square by 2 into t. So C is correct. Now mean velocity we have to calculate. So how we calculate the mean of anything? So if you have to calculate, suppose, mean of any function fx. So what you will do? You will integrate fx with respect to time, and you will divide it with time. So this is how we calculate average of any function. It should also be given in time actually. So ft dt divided by dt. Done. So if we have to calculate the mean of velocity, it means what we have to do? We have to write velocity as a function of time dt divided by dt. Done. So this thing we have to do. Now velocity as a function of time we have calculated. That is a square t by 2 dt. Done. So we have to calculate average over the time that the particle takes to cover the first s meter. So again, time we need to calculate here. How much time it will take to cover first S meter? Done. Again, here first calculate the time in which you have to calculate the average of velocity. Done. So B is written as this. It can be written as dx by dt equal to a square by 2t. Again, x from here we can calculate. So x will be equal to, directly I'm writing, that will be equal to a square by 2 into, that is your t dt now. So that will be equal to t square by 2. Done. So it is something like this. If x is becoming s, क्योंकि initially x equal to 0. So if x is becoming s, then what will be the value of time? This will be 4s by a ka root under. Done. So that will be your ay I've written because it is a square. Done. So time value is how much? It is 2 root under s by a. So time is how much? 0 say 2 root under s by a. dt 0 say 2 root under s by a. Now you just need to calculate this. Done. And you will be getting the answer. Clear है, that you can easily do now. Huh? Chalo. Done now? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, done. Chalo, let's move ahead with the next question. So do it now. Again, here you just need to read the question carefully. Try to analyze things, then apply calculation. I will suggest you कि first try to get question into your head. Then only go with the calculation. So first read it, take 3 minutes of time and do it. Very good. गर्मी हो रही है यार. Stay hydrated, everyone. Keep one bottles beside yourself, huh? Keep on having water. Health is wealth. Everything is secondary. Should I discuss? चलो ठीक है. देखो, what happens now? Like here, I will discuss, but after the class or when your all classes are done, just see with some more questions done. Then it will be very helpful. Clear? So chalo, let's see this question here. What is happening? A train is moving. Let's first draw a train. I'm very weak at diagrams, but still, I will draw one train, and it is looking good. It seems like this train is climbing up somewhere, but it's on the horizontal ground. Okay, so this train is moving ahead with some acceleration a, suppose, and a boy is standing in the train, and that boy is suppose here. And what he's doing, he's throwing a ball with a speed of 10 meters per second with respect to the train. Then this needs to be marked here. He has thrown the ball with respect to train at an angle 60 degree. So at an angle what? 60 degree. Then the boy has to move forward by 1.15 meter inside the train to catch the ball at initial height. Matlab, he has to run somewhere here again to catch the ball at same height. Means its projectile is looking something like this. Done. So the acceleration of the trains, where the problem is happening. Suppose this question was something like there is a boy on the ground and he has thrown a ball at an angle of 60 degree with velocity 10 meter per second, and he is running by distance 1.15 meter to catch the ball again. So projectile will look something like this and the person will reach. And you would have applied all the formulas that you have learned, range, ke liye, u square sine 2 theta by g, all those formulas, right? Because this is ground to ground project. Done. Only difference is this whole setup has been kept inside a train, and all the velocities, this velocity is being taken with respect to train. So now let's see what is happening by keeping this system inside train. Train has a velocity in horizontal direction. So because of keeping this in train, what difference is going to come? Difference is going to come only in the horizontal direction of motion. Nothing is going to get disturbed in the vertical direction of motion. Done? Samajh rahe ho? So like maximum height formula, we can still use the formula that we have studied. What is that? Whatever is that, like u square sine square theta by 2b, right? And here also maximum like time of flight formula also we can use. Kyunki time of flight formula I have written. What it was that? What was that? 2uy by g. Why I was writing y? Now you can see carefully. Uy means time only depends on velocity in the y direction. And here train is not going to contribute anything to the velocity in what? Y direction. Because train has also no velocity in the y direction. Train has no velocity in the y direction, right? Its velocity will be only in the horizontal direction. So velocity of ball with respect to train in the y direction will be same as velocity of ball with respect to ground, because both ground and train are in rest along vertical direction. So this formula we can use here. Done. Height formula I said you can use y, because again height का formula क्या होता है? Uy square by 2z. So clearly I can use it क्योंकि uy is not going to get affected. Done. Clear है. So time, how much time it will take to again reach to the same height? That is time of flight will be how much here? So 2 into uy is how much? 10 cos 60 will be ux and sin 60 will be uy. Yes, yes, yes.
मैम हम कह रहे थे कि ये एक्सेलरेशन जो उस पे वो नहीं आएगा मैम, जी फैक्टर जो वो चेंज नहीं होगा कि मैम ट्रेन तो मूव कर रही है।
हाँ जी लगेगा। आप देखो एक्सेलरेशन भी देखो ट्रेन का हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शन में है ना, ट्रेन का एक्सेलरेशन वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन में कुछ भी नहीं है ना. सो बॉल जब एयर में है यहाँ पे, तो उस पे जो वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन में एक्सेलरेशन लग रहा है वो सिर्फ एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी की वजह से लगेगा. ट्रेन का एक्सेलरेशन वोंट कम इन द वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन, राइट? आर यू गेटिंग मी?
यस मैम.
Yes. So only horizontal direction of motion is, that is why I didn't write here कि range का formula आप same लिख लो. You can't write that. Done. क्योंकि range का formula में ux term will come and ux is here getting affected because of motion of train. Done. So range formula we can't use here. Done. Rest we can use. So 2 uy will be how much? 10 sine 60 divided by how much? G. So how much value you are going to get? You are going to get here sin 60 root 3 by 2. This is G. 10 से cancel कर दो. Root 3 by 2. 2 cancel हो जाएगा. So root 3. Time of flight is how much? Root 3. Now it is catching ball by traveling 1.15 meter. Now what will happen? Just see here with respect to train. With respect to train, what is the range of this projectile? 1.15 meter. Because inside train it is moving this much distance to catch the ball. So with respect to train, range is this. So let's now calculate everything in the horizontal direction with respect to train. So velocity of ball with respect to train in the x direction was how much? It was how much? 10 into cos 60. So this was how much? 5. Now acceleration of ball with respect to train will be how much? X direction mein. Since in x direction gravity doesn't contribute any acceleration, it will have only acceleration because of the train. So velocity of acceleration of ball with respect to train kaise likhoge aap? Acceleration of ball minus acceleration of train, right? Acceleration of ball is how much? 0. And train is how much? A. So acceleration of ball with respect to train will be how much? Minus A. So this is this. Now how much distance it is covering? X is, it is covering 1.15 meter. In how much time it is covering this? Root 3 seconds in time of flight. Done. So this is this. Now you simply apply the formula. Which formula you are going to apply? So x equal to, what you will be writing? uxt plus ax t ka square by 2. Done. So you simply put the values here. 1.15 ux value is how much? That was your 5 into t is how much? Root 3. This will become minus ax, we don't know. T square will become 3 and this will become 2. You simply need to solve it now and you will be getting the answer. Okay? So you just needed to be a bit careful in solving this question, nothing else. Bit careful, bit wise. Chalo, this is again a question. But before that, chalo nahi, pehle isko kar hi lete. Let's do it now. Again, I'm going to give you some 3 minutes. Do solve it in 3 minutes. Okay? Again, be careful. Write things properly in your notebook and then think what you're going to do, then apply calculation. Okay? t की कौन कौन सा फॉर्मूला कैसे कैसे लगा सकते हैं विथ व्हाट वेरिएशंस, ठीक है। In 2022, this question came actually, and this actually easy. If you can properly visualize. This is the value of n you are getting, right? No, this won't be the value, but I feel like you are reaching up to there, but some mistakes are there. Rishabh. Very good. You people are trying. देखो, you also stay motivated. You know what happens? Like हारना भी ना एक अच्छी चीज होती है। क्यों? क्योंकि हारते वो लोग है ना जो स्टे करते हैं। इफ यू आर स्टेइंग इन द फील्ड देन ओनली यू आर गोइंग टू लूज और विन, राइट? सो इफ आई हैव लॉस्ट देन आल्सो आई एम इन समवॉट गेन। इफ आई हैव वॉन, ओके, लेकिन जो मैदान छोड़कर भाग गए उनका क्या? they will carry the regret of ki I couldn't try, I couldn't do. So yeah, thing is now you people are staying here, you people are trying. That is a great part of you all. I just wanted to appreciate that. So let's see here what is happening. देखो बहुत ही easy है. If I will do now, you will feel like this was quite easy. You just see what the question is saying. A projectile is being projected with velocity v at a projection angle theta, something kind of this. So it is projected at some angle theta here. And if acceleration due to gravity g throughout, what is happening? Range is how much? D. Done. So range is D. D will be equal to how much? So small d can be written as ux into velocity in horizontal direction into time of flight. Done. So something like that we will be doing. Again, what is happening in the second case? In the second case, what is happening at the highest point up to this O to A, acceleration due to gravity was g, and from A to B, acceleration due to gravity is how much? G divided by 0.81. And now it is saying that the range is becoming nd. So what will be the value of n? So what will be the range? First thing. So you just try to see for first case, when the acceleration due to gravity g throughout, what you will be writing? Ux into time of flight will be 2uy by g. So this thing you are going to write. Then now in the second case, time of flight is going to change because g has changed. So let's break it into two parts. Suppose from O to A it is taking time t1, and from A to B it is taking time t2. If you properly remember the projectile, then you must have seen that if my projectile is something like this, so if time of flight is t, it means in half of the time, t by 2 time, it is reaching to the maximum height, and in another t by 2 time, it is reaching from maximum height to the ground. It was symmetrical, right? So this t by 2, t by 2. Why I'm saying this? Because t1 can be written as t by 2. T by 2, here t is how much? 2uy by g, because here acceleration due to gravity is g only. So that can be written as t by 2. Again, t2 can't be equal to t by 2. Here there will be a slight variation in t. Done. So if acceleration due to gravity throughout, suppose it g by 0.81 or g dash, then whole time of flight would have been how much? T dash would have been how much? 2uy by g dash. Done. And in this case, this T2 will be equal to T dash by 2, right? So that will be equal to how much? Uy by G dash. Yani ki here I am going to write T dash by 2. So whole time that it is taking is how much? T by 2 plus T dash by 2. And that into Ux will give me range, new range. Done. And this new range is equal to how much? This is equal to n into original range. That is ux into t. Then that is the relation given in the question. Now just put the values and you will be getting the answer. So t ka value I'm going to write how much? 2uy by g. So t by 2 will become how much? Uy by g. And this will become how much? Uy by g dash. Again, ui is not going to change, right? Because it's the initial and velocity in the y direction. It is not going to change. So uy by g dash g into 0.81. We will be putting it here. Done. I hope I have not done any kind of mistakes here. No. So what n into what we are going to put now? Ux into and this was also into ux now. Ux into t. T ka value will be how much now? T ka value will be how much? 2uy by g. Now simply ui just cancel. Ux also it will get cancelled. And how much value we are going to get? We are going to get 1.81 by g equal to how much it is? N into how much it is? 2 by, this was g now, n into 2 by g. So g also got cancelled. N will be how much? 1.81 by 2. So if you're going to divide it, how much value you're going to get? 0.9. So question was easy. It was not difficult, right? Just thing was you needed to be careful while writing these things. Done. So is it okay? So what my approach is now, frankly, I'm telling you, you can crack the question of unit and dimension, 1D, 2D, then work energy power. In mechanics, in deep mechanics, if you go like application or all those rolling motion and pulleys and all, you might get stuck. But you try to cover in mechanics up to what sections like 1D, 2D motion. What is that here? Unit and dimension, energy wala concept, you can easily crack that. And yes, basics of everything you should know in mechanics, because in G advanced, what will happen, even if in electrostat is asking question, we need to know the basic of SHM mostly. Done. So basics of everything we should know, but in deep, we can in mechanics go into 1D, 2D, like vectors, we can crack. Done. So if you have not done mechanics very deeply previously, I won't suggest you go for the rolling and all deeply inside those topics. But yes, basics should be in your head always. Done. That will be helping you. Chalo, theek hai. This question I will be doing ahead because that will take more of your hell lot of your time. Uh, uh, do one thing. Again, that question is very easy, the one I escaped, but still that will take time and we are left with time actually. That is why I'm giving you this question first. So try it. Just 3 minutes I'm giving, and that is enough. Read the question carefully and you will be able to solve it actually. This question is very easy. If you will look at it now, it will seem like it's very easy. Do it now. This is from your basic applications of Newton's law. Okay, so do it. Laws of motion, it is covering actually. that value you're getting a little different you will get actually. I feel like in taking limit you have done some mistake. That zero wala value will also be taken as 0.63 something now. Just see that carefully. One will come now. In limit, I feel like you have done some mistake. In that won't be the case actually. Rishabh, no, I don't know where you people are doing mistake, but okay, let me check that then. Because सभी लोग mistake कर रहे हो. So what the question is, there is a solid horizontal surface and is covered with a thin layer of oil. Then a rectangular block of mass, this is resting on this surface. So there is the oil is there, it means there will be no friction here. Friction is 0. And 0.4 kg is resting on this surface. It is 0.4 kg. Impulse 1 Newton is applied to the block at t equal to 0, so that it starts moving along the x-axis with velocity this. Done. And initially the block is in what? Rest now. Initial velocity is 0. Impulse acting is how much? 1 Newton. Impulse means change in momentum. Just say force you write as dp by dt, right? Impulse is what? F dt is impulse. So that is equal to change in momentum. Done. Initially, my body is in rest. Finally, because of application of force, it will gain some velocity just after application of that force. So finally, its velocity will become something v. So initial momentum is 0. Final momentum is mv. Change in momentum will become how much? That will be mv minus 0. So mv equal to impulse, and that is given as 1. Mass given is 0.4 into v equal to 1. So initial, just after application of force, its velocity will be how much? It will be 10 by 4 meter per second. Done. So this is the velocity that we are going to get just after application of force. Done. Yani ki, if we keep t equal to 0, then velocity is what? Then my velocity is how much? T equal to 0, if you are going to put, then velocity will be how much? It is 0 now. Done. But just after application of impulse, its velocity is related something like this now. Vt equal to how much it is given? Vt equal to v naught e to the power minus p by tau, just after the application of impulse. So for just after, if I am considering t equal to 0, then velocity will be equal to v naught, and that v naught value will be how much? 2.5. Because just after application of impulse, its velocity is v naught according to the equation, and that is equal to 2.5. So that is given. Now displacement of block in meter at t equal to tau. Displacement we have to calculate, velocity is given. So write it as dx by dt equal to v naught e to the power minus t by tau. Now if you're going to calculate x initially, that is at origin. So dx 0 to x, it will vary. Sorry, let me write like this. Oh my god. So properly, let's put the things here. So what you will be doing here now, dx, it will vary from 0 to x, and that will be equal to how much? V naught e to the power minus t by tau dt. Done. And we have to find displacement in 0 to 4 seconds. T equal to tau times it, 0 to tau. So x value will be equal to how much? V naught e to the power minus p by tau, and minus 1 by tau will be in the denominator, because if we are integrating e to the power minus nx dx, then its differentiation integration will be how much? E to the power minus nx by minus whatever coefficient is there, that will come in the denominator. That is why I written it here like this. So x will be equal to how much? It will, and this time again varies from 0 to tau. So this will be equal to minus v naught tau and e to the power minus 1. If tau value I'm going to put, tau will get cancelled, minus 1 minus e to the power minus 0, that is equal to 1. So this value of x we are going to get. E to the power minus 1 will be equal to how much? 0.37. 0.37 minus 1 will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 0.63. Done. So this is equal to minus 0.63 minus minus plus into v naught tau kar lo aap. 2.5 into tau is 4. So 2.5 into 4 will be equal to how much? 10. So this will become equal to 6.3 seconds. So the answer will be how much? 6.3 seconds. Done. So I hope now you all must have got where you were getting wrong actually. Done. Chalo, again. This question is again very much easy. Maximum possible value of angular velocity. You just need to apply a little bit of concepts. So chalo, let's do this question. Take some 3 minutes of time again and do it. समझ में आ रहा है ना? Again, remember that this ball is moving in a horizontal circle, right? It's talking about horizontal circle. Maximum tension that this string can bear is how much? 3 to 4 Newton. Done. So maximum possible angular velocity it is asking. Go for it. Again, this question I'm covering just to cover your basic concept. Okay? Because your 25% question will be easy, 45% will be average. Under those 25%, you should not miss any question. So basics of everything is very much important. If we go wisely, we will be able to like do out of 18 some 9 questions we can actually crack. Matlab with full correction. More than that even, I guess 10 questions will come under your 70% EG plus average. Hello, done. What the question was, this will go in a horizontal circle now. So first you make the horizontal circle now here. And what will happen if it is going in this horizontal circle like this? If you can imagine it happening like this. So if anything is moving in a circle, it will require some centripetal force for that. And what will provide centripetal force here? Like on this ball, what kind of forces are acting? Downward direction, mg, tension here, and centripetal force would act in this direction. So out of tension and gravitational force here, out of these two, one will provide the centripetal force. Which one? Mg can't have a component along this horizontal line towards the center of this circle. Mg can't provide tension. Yes. Yes, no.
दाना दाना फिर बंद कर दीजिए मैम, वो प्रोवाइड।
चलो ठीक है. So done. T will provide the required centripetal force. Again, if this angle is theta, let us take this angle as theta. Then, so if this is T in the upward vertical direction, T component will be T cos theta. And yes, no, correct. So what will happen here? T sin theta will be equal to how much? Simple. mv square by r, yani ki m omega square r. So one is cracked, and t cos theta will be equal to how much? That will be equal to your mg. Now, if you carefully see this r, we need to calculate radius. So length of wire is, or a string, suppose is L. If this is L, then from this triangle we can easily calculate r. R by L will be equal to how much? R by L will be equal to sin theta. So R by L equal to sin theta. R will be equal to how much? L sin theta. Done. So in first equation only, if you are going to put the value of R, what you are going to get? T sin theta will be equal to m omega square L sin theta. Done. So sin theta will get cancelled. T will be equal to how much? M omega square L. Now for maximum omega, we need to put maximum tension, and that is 3 to 4 Newton. A string can bear a maximum tension of 3 to 4. So put the value of T equal to 3 to 4. L value is already given in your question, 0.5. M value is also given, right? So you can easily calculate omega, right? So this question was damn easy. Now, there was something in my head I forgot. Tomorrow you're having test, right? So properly, please prepare for that. Done. Preparation in the sense, what you have to do now, like you don't have to first think of leaving certain chapters completely. Just have a revision of all the chapters in this left 15 days, right? And why all chapters I'm saying? Because if from any one of those chapters that you have missed actually, and easy questions is coming from that portion, then what you will be doing? You will be missing one easy question, and that should not have done. So on the average, we should cover all the topics, but deeply we should cover few. The one that you are having good hold on. Done. So you can go with the 12 wala portion, and 11th maybe you can go with those like 1D, 2D, I told you that thing, unit dimension, I told you again, like thermophysics, you can cover 4 chapters. It has used weightage actually, that I will be also covering. So we have to be wise, and at the same time, we have to be keep on working, and we have to stay positive. So do solve lots of questions every day in every subject, and stay positive and feel like you're giving your 100%. That's your only job. You don't have to worry about anything else. If I'm not able to solve the question, what will happen? What will happen? No, that's not your tension at all. Your work is to work. So you simply keep on working, and rest will get taken care of by some third force. That is your positivity. Done. ठीक है. चलो ठीक है. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and keep on working. Done. And if you have any doubt, don't forget to post question in the comment section. And okay, in the comment section of recent video, like in today's video of the YouTube, this class only, go to the comment section and post your doubt if you're having. Then because there is no other way of communication with you people that we can do there. Okay, I will be checking chat box in the evening, and then I will be considering those things. Okay, bye bye, take care. हाँ, soon that I want to make available. ठीक है, मैं prescription में डाल देती हूँ. Sorry, description में डाल देती हूँ. ठीक है, in the description I will be adding that soon. ठीक है, in YouTube wala only I will be adding in the description. So check the YouTube section. that channel link you having or not, you people? If
इसको
not,
देख लिया होगा मैम,
ask. हाँ हाँ, क्या?
चैनल में देख लिया मैम उस पे।
अच्छा ठीक है, तो मैं वहां पे ही डाल दूंगी, ठीक है, चलो ठीक है।